Good morning. Oh goodness, all this social media. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am CJ the Jewel, and welcome back to another live chat at Butterfly Jewels. I know there may not be many people that come on, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I still wanted to get on here and talk to you guys this morning just to give you a little bit of morning motivation. I know it's Saturday, but so what? You always need to be motivated. I should have brought some water. More. I thought I had a bottle of water. I guess not. Okay, so here's what I want to talk to you guys about. Last night, I kept on tossing and turning in the bed. I couldn't sleep. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what the problem is because I woke up like 4 times in the middle of the night, maybe 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night. Not for any obvious or evident reason. I just kept getting up in the middle of the night. And you know how when you're really, really tired or really, really sleepy, like when you're in that deep REM sleep and you get up in the middle of the night, most of the time, even if you have to go pee, you're like, I do not want to get up and go to the bathroom because you are so comfortable that you don't want to move. So I'm getting frustrated because I'm tired and I can't get any sleep. And I keep waking up in the middle of the night and I don't know why. So it didn't dawn on me at first to pray about it, so that I can try to be at peace to get some rest. I just kept on waking up over and over again trying to figure out, what was going on. Then I lay back down. Now I'm in a lot of pain all the time, like 24/7, every second. So sometimes if you deal with chronic pain, you know how frustrating it can be when you're in a whole lot of pain. Sometimes you can't even sleep. Like it's so bad that it'll wake you up out of your sleep. And so I'm assuming that's what was going on with me. And I just kept trying to find myself in a comfortable position so I could try to get some sleep because I was so tired. I'm still tired right now. And I'm actually getting sleepy. So I'm gonna do this live and then I'm gonna get off. But at some point it dawned on me to focus and try to figure out what's bothering me because I really feel like when you have a really hard time finding sleep at night, it's either because you are maybe you have like a lot of energy. I know some people have a whole bunch of energy, so it's hard. But I believe that for me, in the past, when I was clinically depressed and when I was like really down, I couldn't sleep because it was so much chaos going on in my brain, and I wasn't able to filter everything that was going on in my head on my own. But at the time, I didn't even know that. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out why can't I sleep, and it got so bad that I would have to go out and buy sleep aids to help me get to sleep because I couldn't get to sleep. From then, it got to the point where because I was taking one sleep aid, two sleep aids, and then it would get to the point where I would take three sleep aids and three or four sleep aids, and that's very dangerous. Like I could be dead right now. And then it got so bad I couldn't sleep. Like with the sleep aids, it would cause me to have like restless leg syndrome, to where I couldn't really control my leg movements. But um, I still couldn't sleep. And I wouldn't take any more sleep aids because then I thought I would die. So I started, this is stupid. I know this is stupid. I thought I could die taking all the sleep aids, but I ended up drinking. What I would do is I would take sleep aids at night so that I could try to sleep at night. And then during the day, because I didn't want to take too many sleep aids, I thought I could like balance it out. And like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I would get up and drink straight liquor, straight alcohol. And I don't like to drink. I don't drink now. I don't even like alcohol. I might get some wine every now and then, but the bottle normally lasts me until it's flat and I have to throw it away. But back then, which is like maybe 3 years ago, I would get up at like 5 in the morning and drink a glass of straight brown liquor, white liquor. I was living with my sister, so whatever she had in her cabinet, in her alcohol cabinet, I would take 2 or 3 shots just to go back to sleep. Like I wanted to be numb and go back to sleep. So I'm like, okay, all this stuff going on and I can't sleep, but all I want to do is sleep, but I'm having a hard time sleeping. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not able to sleep? And that's all I want to do. And the only reason why that's all I wanted to do at the time is because I was not really in tune with who I was at the time. I didn't have a strong relationship with God like I thought I did. I was really struggling mentally, like really struggling really bad. And the bottom line is there was a lot of spiritual warfare going on in my mind that I didn't know of. I didn't know, I was ignorant to what that really was. So I didn't really care to live or die. I didn't care to live, but I didn't want to die. Like I didn't, it was like a spiritual warfare is something serious. Like it'll drive you absolutely insane. Okay. Because you know what's right, but you do what's wrong. And it's like confusing. Or you don't know what's right, but you feel like it's wrong. And it's very confusing. And so you have to get in tune with that. But I didn't care to live. I didn't want to die because of my son. If I didn't have a kid, I would probably not be here. But didn't want to die because of my kid. And I guess I may have had a small amount of faith because at some point I started to think, okay, maybe things can get better. Maybe I can see myself getting better. I can't leave because what if things do get better and I'm not here for my child? Or how could I do that to him? Or, whatever the case may be. So anyway, I would drink early in the morning just to sleep all day. In the middle of the day, if I started to sober up, I would go drink more just to go back to sleep until the nighttime. Then I would take sleep aids. This lasted for maybe like an entire summer. And thank God it was over the summer because I'm a very active parent. Even then, I played with my son, did little things here and there. But I wasn't there mentally. And I thank God that was one summer because I really do pride myself on the kind of parent that I am. I'm very active with my son and I'm very big on his mental health. It's very important to me. So I needed to get better. But I wasn't really sleeping like I should have been because as we all know, sleep it's for rejuvenation. You know what I mean? Like your body is a tool, okay? It's a resource and it's like a car. You have to charge it. It has to rest. It's like you have a battery, like a phone. It has to be charged. You use it. It's a resource. It's a tool that we use every day, all day. And mentally, some people feel like you need to rest because you've been working hard physically and doing a bunch of stuff physically, but you also have to rest your mind. You have to rest your mind mentally. I posted something on Facebook recently and I asked, why is it that we take better care of our bodies than we do of our minds, but our bodies aren't attacked as much as our minds are attacked? That's crazy to me. So you need rejuvenation, you need rest, you need to recharge, not just your body, but also your mind. But how can you do that if you can't get sleep, if you can't get rest? And I know that there are people now, because it's how many billions of people in the world? I cannot be the only person that couldn't sleep last night for whatever reason, or the night before, or the night before, or when I was clinically depressed and I couldn't sleep at all, like at all. And before I became clinically depressed and I was unable to really be active, I was already taking sleep aids before that. I was taking sleep aids for years. I wasn't like, I was active. I had a job, I was working and everything. But I would take sleep aids at night. And I'm like, this has to be for the same reason. Back then, I had a bunch of chaos going on in my mind. And then when I was clinically depressed, I had a bunch of chaos going on in my mind. But I believe it became too much for me to want to handle, for me to think I could bear, if that makes sense. So I started really, first of all, I went to therapy, okay, because I had to get a therapist. I didn't understand what was going on, and I knew I could not talk to my family or my friends. When you have, a lot of times people say it's easier to talk to a stranger, and here's the reason why. Strangers have no expectation of you. I mean, they may have a perceived expectation, aka judgment, based on how they think. But for someone who does this on a professional level and is unbiased or looks at things from an objective standpoint, if you think like me, okay, I can't speak for everybody, but I think from an objective standpoint, I have no expectations of people. I don't judge books by the cover, and I don't judge people or look at them based on what they've done, what they've said, their decisions. That's stupid. Why would I? Why would I? That's stupid. Everybody's done stupid stuff. So I don't do that. So a lot of times it's easier to talk to a stranger because there are no expectations. Not to mention, a lot of times family and friends, um, they do judge you, and they see you as how they've seen you. You feel where I'm coming from? They see you mentally as how they've seen you with their carnal vision. All of this time that they've known you, they feel like they have the authority to make a decision based on what they've seen with their vision. But if you're anything like me, you already know there's no such thing as black and white. Everything has a gray area. That's where faith comes in, baby. You might not be able to see it, but it's there. You might not be able to hear it, but it's there. Trust me and believe it is there. It is happening. It has always been happening. It will always happen. There's no black and white. Everything has a gray area, always and forever. It will. Okay. So those people that look at you that way, sometimes you can't talk to those people because they're gonna already have an expectation of you, whether it's good or bad. They're going to already judge you whether it's good or bad, no matter how much they say they're not. They are, even if it's a good thing. You can make a mistake and have a bunch of yes men around you and people who don't tell you that you're wrong and who don't hold you accountable. And guess what? You're gonna continue to make the same dumb, stupid mistakes. Look at R. Kelly. The man is sick. Nobody tried to tell this man. You got all these yes men running around you. Majority, I think Hollywood is the devil anyway. And majority of the people there, they have a bunch of yes men around them because they have the money, and everybody loves money. You know what I mean? So you got a bunch of yes men around you that are not holding you accountable. So they're gonna base that stuff, whatever benefits them at the time, mentally, physically, they're gonna base their judgment and how they think and how they gonna make decisions. They're gonna base their judgment on you based on that, how they think. And so you can't always talk to your family and friends. If somebody's sister may come to them and they might need some advice. Now, I know it's some cutthroat, blunt folks out there. I'm not cutthroat now. I'm not cutthroat, but I'm blunt. I try to say things in a certain way, but I'm honest, okay? But some people, they're like, well, when you look at me, if you ask somebody, when you look at me, what do you see when you look at me? Good morning, Shawtown. Yes, I did. We're gonna be at 100 pretty soon. Watch out now. Watch out. I gotta come over there so I can see how much money we done won. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. If you ask somebody in your family or a close friend sometimes to to tell you what they think of you, right? To be objective and tell you what they think of you, to be honest and tell you what they think of you. How do you perceive me? What do you think about me? A lot of times people are gonna be like, oh girl, you a good mom, girl. You might be my friend all my life. I respect you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I love you, my sis. No, that's not what you need. You need somebody that's gonna say, well, sometimes you get a little funky, nasty, stinking attitude. You are very moody. You're a hard worker. You have good work ethic. You get snappy whenever you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Just wanted to stop in for a minute. Well, I definitely appreciate it. Go get your workout on. Work out for the both of us, because I'm not. God bless you. And I love you from the inside out. Have a good day. But you got to find somebody that's going to be objective and that's going to tell you the truth. So you go out and you find somebody and who you feel comfortable telling the truth to as well. That's the most important thing. Find you somebody that you feel like you can trust, okay? Find you somebody that you feel like you can be objective with about yourself, somebody that you can be honest with, okay? That you can tell the truth to, because if you're going to make any major changes and figure out what the heck is wrong with you and why you have so much anxiety, because that's all that is a bunch of anxiety and fear. Fear of finding out what's wrong, what's going on, like fear of change, fear of knowledge, fear of knowing what's going on. Sometimes we don't even want to know. Ignorance can be bliss for some people. They like not knowing. They cool with that because they don't want to deal with the real stuff. So you got to find you somebody. Get you a therapist like I did, okay? Sit down and allow yourself to be honest with yourself about your decisions, your choices, and how you feel about yourself based on your life experience, what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've done, what you've said. You be honest with you and go talk to somebody to get this stuff out, because, or write it down, but you got to get this stuff out. That's the reason why we can't sleep. All that chaos and everything that's going on in your brain. You sit down and you say, look, I'm tripping. Something is wrong. Okay. I can't sleep. I always got to find a coping mechanism, whether it's alcohol, whether it's medication, whether it's whatever it is. And I do not want to sit down. That's all it is. When you sit down at night and all the stuff comes rushing back to you, everything you got going on, you start counting all your worries and all your fears and all your anxiety and everybody's opinion and worried about the people, including yourself, worried about the people. And all these things, you cannot sleep because there's no peace. It's like an explosion, a constant explosion of war going on in your head. That's what spiritual warfare is. And you got to get that stuff out. Find somebody to talk to be honest with, objective with. You got to be self-aware. You got to know, look, I'm raggedy here, but I'm good over here. Okay, I got these strengths, but I got these weaknesses. But you got to get it out somehow, some way. Because if you don't, you ain't never going to get no rest. And I don't just mean sleep. I'm talking about rest mentally. You're going to go crazy. You're not going to live anymore. You're going to want to die. You're like, I'm losing this war. I'm losing this battle. Okay. And I feel like I don't want to have to fight this fight anymore. I can't handle it and I can't do it. But that's what it means when God says he'll never put more on us than we can bear. We take the time out and we think we're arrogant and cocky enough to believe that we can handle everything life throws our way. I've worried 100,000 times already this morning. Okay. But I ain't tripping about it. It's gonna work itself out. It is what it is. If I chose to fight all that by myself, and it's what, 7:22 in the morning, by the time I go to bed at night, I'm lost. I'm done. I'm through. I can't take it. I'm weak. Help me, Lord. Help me. So throughout the day, I allow God to lead me. I allow God to take on some of those pressures and some of those things that I can't handle because I can't do it. All that ties into one another. How you gonna get rest at night if you still got all this stuff going on in your head? When you choose to get this stuff out of your mind and find some mental peace, the first thing you got to do is be honest with yourself. What am I doing wrong? What am I allowing in my life that's going to mess me up? What am I allowing in my life that's not bringing me positivity, that's not bringing me peace, that's not bringing me joy, that's not bringing me love? What am I allowing from myself and from others? Because they ain't going to do nothing but what you allow them to do. So what am I allowing from myself and from others? You got to be honest with yourself and you got to become self-aware. If you don't know who you are, how do you expect somebody else to? And if you don't know who you are, how you gonna make decisions based on what you really want or what you really need if you don't even know what that is? You know what I mean? I don't think people realize that. How you gonna make a conscious decision? And how do you know what's best for you if you don't even know what it is that you need or what you're worth, what you require? You don't even know what that stuff is. You just allowing any old thing in your life. You settling in every area, not just relationships, respect, love, friendship, spirituality, health. You're settling in all them areas because you don't even know who you are and what you want and what you need and what you require and what you demand. Okay? From someone or something. Get it together. Okay? Get to know yourself. And it's like your mind, think of it like this. This is a great example. Hey, is it Katarina or Katrina? I want to make sure I get it right. And good morning to you. Please, please. Oh, thank you so much. Like the video for me, please, if you don't mind. So, think about your mind like this. Sometimes when you can't think and you feel like you have a lot of mental chaos, think about it like this. I'm 32 years old. I've owned probably, or not owned, but I've had about 2 or 3 storage units in my life. From my little storage unit experience, I put the stuff in the storage unit. I closed the little storage unit garage door thingy, and that stuff never come in. Good morning, babies. You hungry? Okay, I'll be out in a minute. Make out some pancakes. Y'all sleep okay? Okay. What's wrong? Why? Why didn't you sleep okay? What's wrong?
Because I had a bad dream.
You had a bad dream about what?
The Bruce violation tag for some reason. And these two guys, they came in the room and tried to bite our necks off.
Oh no, baby, that ain't nothing but the enemy. Listen, when you sleep, right? When you sleep, the enemy don't sleep. The devil don't sleep. He stays up all night long working. And he be having like a little plan, a little notebook. He'd be like, oh, I couldn't get them yesterday. Let me try to figure out a better way to get them tomorrow. So while you sleep, he ain't doing nothing trying to stick them little thoughts in your head to try to scare you. But honey, we ain't scared of nothing right here. We don't worry about that. We got Jesus up in here. We ain't worry about that. Okay, baby. All right. They ain't nothing but enemy. Let them know we ain't got time for that. Close my door, baby. I'll be out there in a minute to make y'all some pancakes, okay? All right. Sorry about that. So think about like this. My little experience with storage units. I put the stuff in there, close the door, and I never come back again until it's time to move or it has to come out. Okay. That's the only time that I go in there and I even mess with that stuff. So think of your mind like a mental storage unit. You got all these boxes, right? And on one box, you have relationships. One box, you got childhood. One box, you have spirituality or relationship with God. One box, you have health, physical health, mental health. One box, you have just education, everything that's important to you. And in those boxes, there are memories, life experiences that have happened and occurred in that area from the time you were born to now. Okay. You have positive experiences about relationships. You have negative experiences. You have positive experiences about spirituality. You have negative experiences. Childhood, good and bad. For some of us, though, it's easy to express the good, but it's not easy to express the bad. Every time you express yourself emotionally, you're going into that storage unit and you're opening up one of those boxes and you're pulling out one of those memories, or you're pulling out some foundation of how you feel. So if you are happy, it's easy for us to express happiness and joy when good things happen, but a lot of us tend to leave the other stuff in our subconscious back in the back. We don't want to deal with it or handle it or talk about it or express it. We want to hide it or keep it away. And then if you go to your storage unit and you say, okay, you know what? I need to deal with this mess. It's a bunch of mess I got going on. It's getting full. It's overflowing. I can't fit anything else in here anymore. I need to unpack some of this stuff and get some of this stuff out so I can put something else in, at least something good. So you go in there, you take a box out, open it up, you look inside, you're like, oh man, I remember this. It's a little a mug from a time when your mom bought it for your dad, and you remember your daddy smacking your mom in the face with the same mug. You're like, gosh, like, oh my gosh, you know what? Put that to the side. Then you go and you pull out a keychain from the time that y'all went to the amusement park, and while you guys were at the amusement park, your dad got or your mom, you guys got into a bad car accident and you never recovered from the things that came from that, the aftermath. So you put that down. Then you look in there and it's something else. And it's like all these things, they become overwhelming. All these memories and thoughts, like at nighttime, when all your worries and your fears and everything come and all the anxiety, and you don't want to make choices or decisions, or you don't want to do something that you want to do to make you happy. All of those choices and your logic is fueled by all that stuff in that box. So you're like, I can't deal with this no more. It's overwhelming. I'm about to cry right now. For real, even thinking about this, because this is deep. You put it back. You're like, okay, you know what? I'll deal with this later. It's too much for me right now. This is too much stuff. I can't handle it. I can't deal with this. You stand there at a whole storage unit trying to unpack all these boxes by yourself. So now I can't do it. I can't do it. You put it back in the box. You put it back in the storage unit, and it sits there. And it sits there, and it sits there with the rest of the stuff. And you keep taking in all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. Whatever you take in is what you put out. Okay? Whatever you're full of, okay, that's what you express. Those are the things you're passionate about, right? But the problem is that when you don't deal with your emotions, you don't express yourself in a healthy way. You can't. You can't express yourself in a healthy manner because you got your foundation comes from a bunch of mess. If you filled with a bunch of mess, that's what you're gonna spew out, a bunch of mess. Think about a cup. If you sit 2 cups and somebody's comes and they pour mud in one all the way till it reaches the top, it's going to eventually spill over. Somebody come and pour water in one all the way to the top, it's going to spill over. You get what you give. Well, you get what you give, and you get what you give, and you give what you get. Think about that. You can only give what you have. That's so important when it comes to kids too, because they take whatever you got, whether you want to believe it or not. Whatever you are, whoever you are, that's what you give to your kids and everybody else around you. And you give that same stuff to yourself. You give that same stuff to yourself, and that's not healthy. So that's why the first thing you got to do is you got to be honest. You go in that mental storage unit and you say, listen, I never dealt with the stuff that happened between my parents. I never dealt with their divorce. I never dealt with my grandmother dying. I never dealt with my mother being on drugs. I never dealt with my father being abusive. I never dealt with being sexually assaulted or abused or molested or raped. I never dealt with being held at gunpoint. I never dealt with growing up in poverty. I never, you know what I'm saying? All these different things that we have not dealt with, and it's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not your fault. It's the fact that we didn't have any control as children, and a lot of these things came from childhood trauma. So we've created this thought process, this logic that that lies on a weak foundation of sadness and depression and abandonment issues and all that kind of stuff. So we don't even know how to deal with it. We don't even know what's going on. All you know is I can't sleep. All you know is I'm afraid. I don't want this conflict. I don't want to say this. What if I don't get this job? What if I'm not good enough? What if they don't like me? All that's a bunch of hoopla. Hoopla. When people talk about getting back to who you are, when people talk about finding yourself, I'm not even going to say dumb, because you don't know what you don't know. Don't ever feel stupid. Ignorance and stupidity are two different things. Ignorance just means you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you haven't been taught. So don't feel dumb when you learn something new or didn't know something. The people that try to make you feel stupid, they're the ignorant people, because they don't know any better. That's what ignorance is. You just don't know any better. And it was just like mind-blowing to me when I realized that when they say, "Oh, I'm trying to find myself." When I was younger and I heard that on TV shows, you always hear the white kids, no offense, but on the white TV shows like Saved by the Bell or whatever, they would say things like trying to find myself, step by step, seventh heaven, trying to find myself. I'm out here in these streets thinking, okay, they're gonna go try a couple different chicken dishes, see what they like. They might, go to a couple of churches, see what they like. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be in a couple different relationships, see who they like, who they fall in love with. I'm not even aware of the fact that they're really talking about getting back to the basics, to the person that God made you to be, the person and the characteristics that you were born with when you came out the womb, that fearlessness. Okay, kids ain't scared of nothing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't afraid of nothing. That honesty. My nephew told my sister yesterday she's fat and she needs to run. Now, I would love for him to keep that honesty and learn to express it in a more healthy way. Okay. But don't lose that. Don't lose your honesty. Absolutely not. What else? Loving from the inside out. Kids don't hate people when they born. They get taught that foolishness. Okay? That courage that they have to just go do whatever. Then they jump off a roof, break an ankle, and try to jump off the roof again and break the other ankle. those characteristics that we had growing up, those characteristics that you were born with, that's what it means to find yourself. It means to get back to the person that God made you to be before the world turned you into something else, before your life experiences turned you into something else. And until you become like, okay, this ain't me. We always say that too, don't we? This is not me. Oh my God, what about this one, y'all? I'm acting out of character. We say all these things and don't even know what it is that we saying, y'all. We just be talking and saying the things that we've heard, these cliches. They mean something. They come from somewhere. We got to go out here in these streets and get the knowledge. It's like getting back to the basics. That's how you can be honest with yourself. And when you are honest with yourself, then you can go out and find you somebody to talk to, be honest with them, let them give you some tips and shoot, I'll talk to you if you want me to, and help you to find your value, find your worth, okay? So that you set boundaries and you stop allowing certain things to take place in your life that make you crazy, that make you go crazy. You know, I used to always worry about the people and what the people think about me. And I think that was the main reason why I chose ways to try to cope. The main reason why I couldn't sleep at night. I was anxious and I used to always move. Because you don't want to sit still. You don't want to sit still. And me and my sister were just talking about this yesterday. You constantly on the go. Either you moving so that you don't think about things, or you want to sleep and numb it so that you don't think about things. Anxiety to me is just being afraid of reality. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the bottom line. Like I said, all this stuff ties together. And y'all know I be just going. I be going because I be so passionate. I just be going. But at some point we're gonna probably put all this stuff in the book. I don't know. But I just wanted to reach out to anybody, because I know it wasn't just me that didn't sleep last night. I know it's not just me. You know, sometimes you feel anxious, you get afraid, you feel like you just can't think straight. You feel like you can't focus. Come in. Good morning, love. ¿Cómo has dormido?
Yes, alive.
Yeah, say good morning.
Good morning.
I know I've been rambling on. I think I'm gonna go now. I need to go fix these children some pancakes. I will talk to you later. You ready?
Bye.
Ready? I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. And
out.
And I'm out. Talk to you later. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye.
Black Pablo, don't forget. I'm gonna check my email. Don't forget to do the replay. Stop. You see me? Do the replay, okay? Go back and check the replay for me. I gotta go fix these children some pancakes. Say bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.
I love the babies. These are not all mine. These are my nieces and nephews. This one, I own that one. That's my gift right there. You okay?
The fat.
What's wrong? Get your resting mad face on again. I'm talking about that resting mad face, girl. All right. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Y'all want some pancakes?
Deuces.